Chapter 147. Havoc in the Streets. But that our fugitive police gate guards fled to nowhere but straight to the Thousand Lords can be very easily imagined and goes without saying. In any other case, it would certainly not be necessary to do so, since regarding the police culture of Hanoch, it was in the fullest sense, already from its first inception, a most perfect masterpiece, where in comparison all present spy operations can only be called botched work. For firstly, was it the indispensable duty of every homeowner in Hanoch to permanently host, on his own expense, a policeman to monitor the entire household. Then the entire citizenry of each lane had to maintain 1, 2, or 3 officers, where all the policing information of the whole street was collected, and only from there reported to the court. All the streets were named, the houses of each lane were numbered, and each homeowner got 2 names, one of the house and one for his person. Any other inhabitants had ad personam only 1 name, which means for each person their own. Then each street and every place had a prescribed colour and a prescribed dress code, and the homeowner was obliged to wear a piece of gold plate on his robe, on which the number of his house had to be engraved. Every other person, however, had to wear the number of the house where he was staying on a piece of white cloth on his garment. This method of policing was instituted so that every person who only slightly violated any regulation anywhere could immediately be arrested by the street guard and then taken to the house where he lived, where the landlord had to pay the penalty, firstly to the local street office, and secondly also to that street office where the transgression took place. Since every street office was endowed with 1/3 of the penalty, and at the same time had the right to determine the regulations of that street, it is understandable how many regulations have been concocted in a very short time, so that hardly a homeowner could be found who would not have to pay a daily fine. He, of course, had the right to be reimbursed by his fined housemates, but if they had nothing, he was asked to sit on the waiting bench, and the 10th time he got nothing. If especially an innkeeper hosted foreign guests and did not immediately inform the street office about it, then this was already regarded a major offence, accompanied by a heavy penalty. For this reason, also, our innkeeper ran immediately to the street office and reported everything that he had noticed about our 10 messengers, and what he had heard from the fleeing gate guards about them. From there, the rumour of the firemen soon spread throughout the whole city, and the fleeing guards knew how to properly exaggerate the appearance of the 10 firemen at the court, and already the very next day the military was assembled and ordered to the guest house where our 10 messengers were staying. In the morning of the next day, several thousands of well-armed men with spears and lances besieged the inn, and the innkeeper told the guests, "Go out and defend yourself against thousands of lances and spears." And the 10 were strengthened, got up, called fire from the earth, and in that moment powerful flames shot up from the ground all over the street, causing all the soldiers to flee the scene in the most horrible confusion. And our 10 messengers stood alone on the street and praised God's almightiness. But the innkeeper, in fear and horror, fell down on his knees in front of them, since he believed that they either were gods or fire spirits who had come to destroy the entire city. But the following will show what happened next.